everybody, and welcome to this edition of Ask a Witch. My name's Katrina Rasbold. I've been a witch for almost 40 years, and I also have been working as a witch in a professional capacity for around 10 years, doing rituals and spell works for clients. I also do readings for clients of all kinds, and well, the readings are of all kinds. I guess the clients are of all kinds too. And I also do cleansings and healings for clients as well. Another thing I do is teach classes, lots and lots of classes. And that's where some of these questions that are in Ask a Witch come up. And I had a really fascinating one recently that I had to think about how I was going to answer. And it came from a very young person. And they asked me, are vampires real? And that is something that a lot of people don't really stop to think about. You just presume that they're not. But the answer is yes, they are. And I've known many of them. Now, we're not talking about the immortal, we're not talking about the undead. We're talking about living people who identify as vampires. Now, there are some for whom it is a spiritual and a experience. There's some for whom it's a fetish experience that they do drink blood. It's usually done with a consensual uh, partner who is involved with that and is assisting with that. And the other type is one that's called an energy vampire. And we use that term negatively a lot. Oh gosh, the circle felt so bad tonight. I think we had an energy vampire in there. And energy vampires are not all bad. Energy vampires are people who have great fulfillment and enjoyment from absorbing the energy that's going on around them. So if there's a high energy event, people have high emotions, or there's a lot of chaos around them, or there's a lot of happiness and joy and excitement around them. They get very excited. They get a rush. And you see this on What We Do in the Shadows with Colin Robinson, but their eyes don't glow usually. And usually it's just a matter of them just feeling very up and very excited because they have absorbed a lot of that energy. And most vampires that I know who identify as energy vampires are forward about it, and that's their practice. And so they will have, just like the blood vampires, donors who will give them energy willingly. Now, there are assholes in the world, and some of them happen to be vampires. It's not that vampires are assholes, it's that assholes exist. And they're the ones that will deliberately come into a group and just suck all the energy in. And you've also got the inadvertent ones who don't realize that they're pulling all the energy in from a working group. If you're going to Coven or Circle, or you're having a magical event, or even just a party, sometimes you'll notice one person is just absorbing all the energy of the party. You don't see the energy waves going, but you can just see that the people standing around them are starting to get more and more depleted while they're getting really amped up. The most common vampire is the energy vampire. The vampires that actually drink blood and participate in that, either for fetish or for a spiritual ritual or their particular identification, that's a little bit more rare, but it does exist. And so mostly you're going to be dealing with the energy vampires. So don't slur all energy vampires. They're not all bad. They just drain energy from situations and people, and usually it's consensual. So that's what I'm going to say about energy vampires. Don't judge a book by a title. If you think that all energy vampires are bad, you just haven't met the ones who are responsible about what they do. It's just another way of transferring energy. And they happen to enjoy excess energy. Let me tell you, if I'm in a crisis situation and things are nuts, I kind of want an energy vampire around to suck some of that up and bring the level down a little bit. I've got a really dear friend who's a wonderful energy vampire, and I'll just tell him, hey, come on over. Things are a little bit nuts. I need you to drink up, baby, because it's getting weird here. So that's what I got to say about vampires. Yes, they exist. They're probably not a threat to you. You've probably got some ideas in the DCM or DSM about, psychological terms we can put on the attraction of energy to one person. but we just call them energy vampires, and they call themselves energy vampires. And we all just live together in the happy, happy world. So that's what I got to say about vampires. I know y'all are going to have a whole lot to say about that. And I'm just going to stand with what I have experienced in the last 40 years. And y'all probably have a different experience. So that's where I'm at with the vampire question. Y'all take care. Bye bye.